Well, the administration of President Donald Trump rolls out a new U.S.-Africa strategy on Thursday, increasing its effort to counter Russian and Chinese influence while shifting focus away from counterterrorism. Ahead of the policy rollout, administration officials and analysts briefed lawmakers on some of those changes and how they will fit into ongoing U.S. development efforts. Here's VOA's congressional correspondent, Katherine Gypson.
The stakes of U.S. involvement with African partners appear clear.
We know what happens when the U.S. fails to engage. We know who fills that void. It is China and Russia.
White House National Security Advisor John Bolton expected to announce Thursday a strategy countering those countries on the African continent. On Capitol Hill Wednesday, U.S. lawmakers focused on Chinese influence.
China is building itself an image as a contributor to peace and stability in Africa, boosting its image as a responsible stakeholder while materializing, legitimizing, and expanding its own military presence on the continent.
One analyst telling lawmakers what he hopes to see in the new strategy.
Thinking more broadly about the tools to counter China, and particularly working with the Africans, not talking down to them, but to leveraging their own concerns about Chinese debt or Chinese malign activities and finding partners globally. I think that we can't do this alone, and we're not the only country or the only member in the global community that's worried about China and Africa.
Along with continued U.S. counterterrorism efforts, State Department officials also called for increased economic ties.
We would like to start with one sub-Saharan country to explore a model free trade agreement.
Some Democratic lawmakers Wednesday questioning whether President Donald Trump's alleged use of a degrading term for some African countries has impacted diplomacy.
I have never had a problem getting off the plane because I engage and talk about the wonderful things that America as a whole is doing, and also talk about Africa as one of the leading nonpartisan issues of our day.
The U.S. foreign aid budget to Africa has also experienced significant cuts, a move Democrats said sends the wrong message.
How do you explain the fact that the administration you represent cut their budget 37% last year and another 33% this year?
We are laser focused on ensuring that taxpayer investments on the African continent are deployed in the most efficient and effective manner and to the benefit of the American people and the African people as well.
The outlook is hopeful, retiring Congressman Ed Royce said in his final moments as House Foreign Affairs Committee chairman.
There is strong bipartisan support for well-resourced, broad engagement in Africa.
A sign the president's new strategy could be a rare area of agreement in Washington. Katherine Gypson, VOA News, Capitol Hill.